So what's next, for, search transformation in your digital transformation journey?
Well, I think what we're doing is we're trying to bring right now all of the kind of different digital platforms that we're working on, sort of trying to bring them full circle. I mean, everything that we're doing is working right now, but one of the things we've purchased the API module, for our TMS, and so we're doing pricing outside of the TMS, and now we're doing the digital freight matching, inside of it. But in terms of coming full circle now, we're going to bring in sort of more advanced load board management with the APIs, bring in the pricing. So the pricing is going to go to the customer TMS and then come back to us either through API or EDI. But now we're going to tie the systems so the reporting, is better. And just keep on, there's some things that we do with technology that we do on our own, that we build, but for the most part we buy. I think that partnering with companies who do it full time, they do it better, and they do it constantly have enhancements and upgrades, and so we don't really have the capability of doing all of that. But maybe what we're doing is at least providing the base to say, I can bring all these tools and systems in together and make them sort of centralized in a visible, way that works for us as a company. And that is certainly an investment on our part, but it's not saying that we do it the best, right? So in order to provide pricing, we use benchmarking tools. We don't just do it on our own. In order to provide digital matching, we use sharper tools. We don't do it on our own, but we're at least developing enough tech to bring it all together. And so it's an exciting journey, and look forward to continuing it.
Yeah, well, it's one of these journeys that, it never ends, right? And sometimes you have to accelerate that journey. And certainly I think that's what happened, in 2020, when companies recognized, particularly those that were standing on the sidelines, found themselves in a world of hurt because they, was still operating as if it was 1999 and, right. Not 2020. And but anyway, it sounds like obviously you're an early adopter in many of these things, and it continues to be something that you continue to try to continue to improve upon. Yeah. Prasad, kind of similar question to you. I mean, I'm sure you mentioned that your customers really dictate where you go. So where are your customers taking you in terms of new capabilities and innovations?
I would say where we are, right, and then I'll share with you where we're going. With the digital transformation, we've started this journey a few years back. In my viewpoint, I think we are in the first quarter of this game still. The initial jitters have settled in very well in the last 12 months. A lot of customers like Omar, who are on the forefront, have adopted to this platform very well. Now we're driving into we look at this transformation as it's never going to be 100% of anyone's freight going to digitize. Parts of that will get digitized, right? So the journey would have to address all of this. Two, we're also looking at, what Omar said, I'll connect back to this thought is, it's not just digital platforms, meaning a lot of people look at digital platforms as digital freight matching, but that's not part of it alone, right? So digital freight matching, visibility, document scanning, we're talking about electronic bill of ladings, tagging all these things together. So at the end of the day, we're pushing this information back into the broker's TMS on time. And at the same time, we're giving those same benefits to the carriers. So it becomes a very tightly coupled systems and people operating. So the inefficiency in supply chain will start getting reduced. So I still believe there are at least good 3 quarters plus left ahead of us in this journey. I think the next 3 to 5 years are going to be extremely important for all of us, especially the brokers in this space who are scaling up. They will start scaling up much faster. I mean, we're already seeing that with the early adopters. They're scaling much faster than others. Every broker is going to get on a platform like this. And the sooner they get on it, the sooner their journey starts. They have to go through all of this, right? I can't wait for the future, to be honest with you. We're getting the front row seat of this.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I've been an industry analyst now for 22 years, and there's always something new to talk about in this industry because, there's a lot of innovation, a lot of startups that keep coming in. And, I think the challenges just become, different and more complex every day. That it's ultimately what drives this innovation. And who knows, maybe in a few years' time, instead of talking about trucks, we'll be talking about brokering drones or, or things like that. So you never know, that might be another aspect of your business there, Omar, is, dealing with, instead of dealing with carriers and owner operators, you're dealing with drones and, drone operators.
That'll be interesting to see. Yeah.
Those would be interesting times indeed.